All right, welcome back to another episode of Take File. It is the beginning of October here. Media days have, I think they've all wrapped up at this point.
Timberwolves are in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, the Wolves and the Mavericks are in Abu Dhabi. Alhamdulillah. And
Good show.
it is time to talk about the big trades of the offseason. It's been coming for a while, okay? And we thought it was going to be Miami the whole time, but Damian Lillard was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. All right? And if we just go through...
Can we pause and talk about Miami's reaction to it first before
Sure,
we get into the
we can
actual,
start with Miami.
They are being fucking little pussies, little bitches about not getting what they want. Like, what are we doing? Like, I've been on Miami's side for most of this stuff, but like,
Nice, like,
Yeah.
But like, it's just like they're just crying about not getting what they want, and I wouldn't. If I was the Blazers, that would have been the last place I would have wanted to trade him to.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
fuck them. Like,
accusing the Bucks of tampering, like that would be a
yeah.
joke.
For the record, there's no such thing as tampering. It's all just trade negotiations. Like,
Yeah.
it's no, that's just all that it is. Yeah, I dude, like so many Heat media people on Twitter just talking about back off, like this is a done deal. It's only a matter of time. So-called insiders,
Agents.
every other fucking
Yeah.
month, just the Damian Lillard trade is only a matter of time. Like it's gonna be happening in the next, couple weeks or whatever. And yeah, they struck out on Dame. Like I did. Did you guys read the Chris Haynes piece at all?
no.
No.
So this was sort of like a behind the scene. You know how Chris Haynes is like the Damian Lillard guy, and he basically just has like a rep with him and talks to Damian Lillard directly a decent amount. And it sounds like Joe Cronin, the Blazers GM, totally iced out Dame, and
I did see that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
He, like, said he
after
could-
the whole like his agent going around and telling people like don't trade for him because he will not report to training camp, which I never believed. But basically, like after a few months that Dame was not traded to Miami, Damian Lillard was like, maybe I could just go back to Portland.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
saw
this
that,
was
yeah.
the big headline
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of this
okay,
article.
yeah.
And Cronin's like, hell no, like you are out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I just think, I don't know.
It's like, and then
go ahead.
like Tyler Hero's out here tweeting about it. Like, you would have gotten shipped to Portland. Like, you were going to be a fucking trailblazer if this
That
happened.
was so weird.
Yeah.
What was Tyler Hero saying?
He just like quote tweeted Jimmy's thing and was like, "Take note" or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? You should be thrilled.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, I don't know.
Like that's the only way that would have worked, right?
Yeah. I mean, he would have definitely had to be up in Oregon.
Yeah, and then after the trade, the Heat gave a call to the Trailblazers again after being iced out all summer, and then got absolutely boxed out again on Drew Holiday, and pissed off again about it. And like I don't know, I think is it a good question to ask? Like, hold on, did Joe Cronin really listen to the Heat's best offer or something? And I think I heard that the initial ask was for Bam, which is a little ridiculous, But like, I still the Heat's best offer I don't think could have beaten what the Trailblazers got.
No, they would have had to be like
end.
creative with like several or one other team.
Yeah, I think the Blazers definitely did better than what I was kind of anticipating, like considering everything that was going on and the kind of dialogue around Dame refusing to go anywhere outside of Miami. I was like, well, they're going to get absolutely fucked, and they didn't get fucked. I thought they, I guess we'll get into that in a second. But
Yeah, I think that just to touch on this again, I think there's just a narrative that was built from this article, which was clearly, this is what journalists do. That cover the NBA, that like get these inside scoops, is they like write these sympathetic articles, and I'm not gonna say he's a mouthpiece and it's good reporting, but it's also like it's clearly making Joe Cronin look like a bad guy, and making
motivated,
and Dame look like a victim. When Cronin literally placed him with a team where he has probably the greatest chance to win a championship, like in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, the Buck. Yeah, okay, yeah.
And
I mean, if I'm Dame, I think that's other than having to live in Milwaukee. I think that's fucking great. Like other than having to be in Milwaukee with Miami, I think that's a great spot for him.
Yeah, and Cronin has a responsibility to the organization. He has a responsibility to the team. And he has a responsibility to the city, and like I don't know if there's any Blazers fans that are out there being like, oh, like we didn't do right by Dame. It's like, okay, you gave him a super max extension. He's making $60 million in 2027. Okay, like I don't know. I think there is a point where the Cronin, probably could have moved off a few different assets a little sooner and gone really all in on a contending team around Damian Lillard. And I think this was a purposeful middling in which like he sort of got Dame to say that he wanted out, but like I don't know, props, fair play to him, as they say.
Yeah, and I think like both the Bucks are winners, and I think the Trailblazers are winners. Obviously, the Heat are losers in this situation, mostly because of the way they reacted. I think that's what making them the biggest losers. Like they're just being crybabies about it. But like, I think
running back a bunch of scrubs. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. They still have like their core-ish, and they could like get to the second round. I think the Eastern Conference Final is pretty set at this point.
Yeah. Bulls Sixers, obviously.
Oh yes,
1-7.
exactly what we were thinking. Yeah, the two Jimmy Butler teams that he allegedly was on.
And then another team,
and skipped that team. Yeah.
I saw that before you quote tweeted that. I'm like, this is gonna be. You're gonna make so
fuel to the fire, baby. Come on, come on. He hasn't forgotten. We haven't forgotten.
So grades. What do you guys give the Bucks and the Blazers in this situation?
Should we start with Milwaukee then? Ike, what's your Milwaukee grade?
Gave him an A-. I would have given him an A or an A+, but they traded away first rounders in 2029 and then did swaps in 28 and 30, which is like Giannis is going to be like mid 30s and also probably on the Lakers. I get it though, it makes sense. You have to try to do everything to try and keep him and win now. So A- is fine. I understand.
Mike?
I would give him a B. I would give him kind of like a B+ for the same reason. Like it better work. Like that's the thing. Like it's either like it's got to work or else there's not in a great spot. and it is going to be hard. I think, like with how good the Celtics, I assume, are going to be. Like, it's still going to be a challenge. Like, it by no means is the finals going to be like getting to the finals going to be a cakewalk for them. I think it's still going to be a tough road. So, like, I think it better work, or else it might not be great.
Yeah, I was tempted to give him a A minus, just because I like some of the stuff. I don't really see a problem with the swaps. That's like
The swaps are like you just get the better of the 2 picks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, in theory, that could be, I guess.
I was listening to something the other day where they were sort of going through all the swaps, and I guess a lot of these swaps don't really, pan out the way you'd think they would a lot of times.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the time though, that's because it's usually really good teams doing that. But this is like 6 years away. Like
Yeah,
6
they're
or
good
7
swaps.
years away.
They're friendly swaps
Like, those
for
are-
the Blazers, for
It's,
sure.
it's that down. It's that far down the line.
It's 2028 and 2030.
Correct.
So, what grade are these kids in right now? are these 7th graders?
Some children. I think
Son is gonna
I
be
gave Milwaukee an A, and because like I think immediately after, and then in the aftermath a little bit as well, I think there's just like been a lot of concerns about Milwaukee's perimeter defense that I think have been pretty overblown in my opinion. Like, oh, you're losing like the best point of attack defender in the league. Yeah, that's true. We also saw Jrue Holiday get absolutely torched by Jimmy Butler, and we saw I just think that the backbone of that team is Giannis and Brook Lopez and like even Portis. And like sure, like some of the larger wings are going to hurt you, like the Tatums and like the Durants and stuff, but like I don't know if
They're gonna hurt you no matter what.
Yeah, I think they're gonna hurt you no matter what, and I think that like it's more of a team picture thing, and sure maybe Dame will get a little hunted, but Dame has never had these like caliber of defenders to back him up in the back. I think.
Wait, so are you taking into the Jrue Holiday part into account too, or are you just doing the Lillard part?
Well, we haven't graded the Blazers.
Well, it's how the grade is. Yeah, the grade is how the Bucks came out of this trade and how they started.
So you take into consideration
it's
what
everything,
they gave
really.
away too, but
Yeah, of course. And then, like you touched on a little bit, but the Giannis staying thing, and I think the comments and the concerns around the comments were a little bit overblown of his like New York Times interview where he's like, if they're not building a contender around me, like if we're not all in on winning, then like I'm out of here. I'm paraphrasing, but it was essentially the gist, and I think that like if they were actually concerned about that, then they've done great.
They did everything they can.
Yeah,
They really
absolutely.
did.
So
what
that's what you're supposed to
all
do.
in.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do when you have like a top 3 player in the NBA, and is trade away your future for the now, and that's what they're doing. And good on them. All right, let's go to the Trailblazers. Who's doing laundry?
Mike.
Mike. God damn. Whatever. Let's go reverse order. I'll go first.
I can
Snake.
stop.
I gave Portland an A plus.
He just left.
Oh.
A plus, huh?
I gave Portland.
I'm just turning off my laundry machine.
Okay. I gave Portland an A+. I think considering the constraint of the market that was put on them at the very beginning of before they even started negotiations, and like just so much pressure. I like DeAndre Ayton getting out of Phoenix to that team. Like, I think that, are there legitimate concerns about DeAndre Ayton? Absolutely, but all that doesn't matter for at least another 4 years, and he can just, like, maybe he can get some confidence or sort of change as a person. I don't think that's, Brooke Lopez used to get the soft label a lot back in the day. Like, he used to not be able to rebound and not really play defense, but he radically changed as a player. I don't think people are really calling Brooke Lopez soft anymore. Not saying that's going to happen, but at least now there's a chance it will outside of Phoenix. The Drew Holiday to Brogdon picks and Time Lord, excellent. More pieces they can swap. And then, of course, Toumani Camara.
Yeah, can't forget.
the Dayton man. So yeah, I don't know. I thought they did great. Even taking apart, like, away from all the other rumors and stuff, just on the surface, great job.
Got it.
Mike?
Me? Yeah, I would do, like, you gave him an A+, right? Yeah, I think they did. I would give him an A. I think they did the best they could in a situation that was that a lot of teams kind of falter in often. I feel like it's a really hard situation to kind of maneuver as, like, the team that's kind of being pushed to sell. I think when it's just like when you're getting
bad take.
Jesus Christ. Like, the draft picks piece, I always feel like is always kind of hit or miss. It's like they're getting a draft pick from the Warriors in 2024
next year.
2020 next year, and then like one way down the line from the Celtics, like
two swaps. One 2029
from the Celtics.
First from the Celtics.
Yeah, it's like those picks. Like, the idea is fun, but again, like, drafting in the NBA is one of the hardest things really to do out there. But I don't know. I feel like considering their situation, what
does that mean?
Well, I mean, Mike, you
don't think
this
drafting?
Is what you're supposed to do.
Easy?
No,
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I agree. I'm thinking it's like you have to try to build. Like, I do, but again, it's still like a hard thing to do.
It's just a really general statement.
I don't think it's a wrong one. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like you get these picks, but like you still, like, it's not the end all be all. Like, it's not over once you get the picks. You still got to, like, do something with, like, make the right decisions with the picks. Like, it's fun to collect picks, right? And then it's just what do you really do with them? It's like there's teams that have done well with that, and there are teams who don't do well with that. It's like
yes,
but it is like the best way. It's the best type of asset you can have as a bad team, because you can either, once you get like a great play, like, it's the best.
I know, but these aren't going to be like good picks. Like, these aren't going to be like.
You have no idea. This is 7 years from now.
I imagine next year's Warriors pick's not going to be
2029,
awesome.
2030. Next year's Warriors pick is not going to be.
I assume that's not going to be a very high pick. The Celtics.
We'll see, man. Warriors downfall. I will be there no matter what.
Chris Paul might be that.
Well, that's that was what I was trying to say. It's not like I don't see these picks as being like lottery picks.
I thought you were kind of disregarding the work that first responders do. It's my problem.
What?
It's just like there's a lot harder stuff to do than draft NBA players, Mike. Just
yeah,
like,
I
be
guess,
sensitive,
you
dude.
know, yeah.
It's like,
okay.
yo, no, come on.
Yeah, Mike.
Think about the front line, Mike.
Let's be a little considerate here.
All right, all they do
Okay.
is dribble the basketball. My fault.
All they do is
Yeah.
draft people who dribble the basketball.
Yeah.
right.
All I was saying is like picks are fun, but I still don't like it. It's still kind of like I don't know. I have a hard time like grading like how well people do with just like collecting picks sometimes. Is what all I'm trying to say. But I thought they didn't.
I mean, there's not really a alternative path.
I'm not saying there is. All I'm saying is like, yeah, you like that's what you have to do. I get that's what you have to do, but I'm saying it's I have a hard time being like, oh, that's a steal. They got all these picks.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. I thought they did a good job. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Little strange analysis there. Let's go to Ike.
Yeah.
What is strange about that? What is strange about me saying? Like, how is that
the
strange?
first responders, man. Right.
What is weird about me being like, oh yeah, they still have to like actually go out and make
Mike.
the picks? It's not like end
Mike, you're just confused because I gave him a B+.
So you're saying they did worse than me?
Yeah, for such different reasons. So when you get like the guy who you're planning to build your franchise around, like as a young man, I like value surrounding him with veterans, solid winners, not bozos. And what the Portland Trailblazers did in this trade is collect a top 5 bozo in the league, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, I respected, honestly, all the work they did get done with the picks. DeAndre Ayton, honestly, if you can move him for another 3 picks, that'd be incredible business. Malcolm Brogdon probably will get moved for some more picks. It'd be funny if they just like iced the heat out of that one too. Just like wouldn't let him trade for Brogdon. Brogdon
for hero and 2 firsts.
That's the only option. DeAndre dominating. That's pathetic that he's back on that train. You guys saw his tattoo.
And just a reminder, he was picked what in his draft?
1-1 overall.
He went first overall, so it's kind of hard to draft in the NBA.
Yeah, fuck it. Give up all your first overall picks. Fuck it. Let's trade them. Trade them for mid players like Peyton Pritchard and fucking whoever Mike likes. Culture. No bozos. That's why it's a B+. Can't have him around Scoot.
You don't think Chauncey's going to be able to figure this out?
No.
Yeah, I guess he's still the coach, huh?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Probably need a new one.
Got kind of a year off last year. Yeah. Honestly, they'll probably keep him around this year too. Maybe next year.
I do feel bad. I do feel a little bad for like the rebuilding era coaches where they just eat all the losses and then get sacked.
Yeah. You just get like diminished as like
I don't know. I don't feel bad for Chauncey Billups.
No, I don't feel bad for Chauncey Billups. I'm just saying in general, like
Mike feels bad for the GM who has one of the hardest jobs on earth.
Oh my god. I said it's hard to draft in the NBA. For some reason, that's a crazy analysis. I'm sorry. I guess it's an easy.
There's a lot of tough jobs out there, Mike.
Okay, let's talk about Phoenix now. Mike, I'll go to you first.
I mean, they figured out their Ayton situation. You know, like they got like, I don't know, like do they get better from this? Really? Do you think? Like, I think they maybe get worse.
What's your grade?
Yeah. Oh, probably like a B-, C+. Like, I don't think that I like DeAndre, and I think that he got things got a little bit tough, but I feel like he could have really been a good member of that team. I think
not a whole lot of resilience in him.
Yeah, he might not be the most mentally tough.
Did you see him complaining in his first press conference about how the Suns didn't want him to be there, and he's glad to finally be somewhere he's wanted?
That's fair. That is more than fair. I think that's very fair.
Yeah,
he gets to be somewhere.
Drafting him first overall, they definitely didn't want him.
Well, I mean, if you remember, they didn't extend him. Okay. And then the Pacers gave him a max. And then because he was an unrestricted free agent, the Suns reluctantly were like, okay, I guess
so they had to match it?
we'll match it. But the whole thing was they didn't give him the designated rookie extension.
No, they obviously
which is a little bit pretty significantly more than what he made or is making now. But still, I don't know. It's still obscene
whiny.
Amounts of money.
Seriously, move on. Also, like.
So with the money situation there, I don't really know. Does that all? So Portland, they don't have to pay him at all. Like it all goes to Portland. It all is like.
DeAndre Ayton's contract goes to Portland. Yes.
All that goes to Portland. Okay.
Yeah,
then I guess like it. That's
Nurkic is on
money,
like 15 a year, so that's
a lot less. Like I don't know if they necessarily got better. I think Nurkic is good, but I think that DeAndre Ayton's probably I think he's better at basketball. So I don't think they got necessarily better as a team. I think they're still going to be a very good team, obviously, but like that's why I give him like a B-. I don't know. I feel like what do you guys think? You guys gonna be like I'm fucking crazy all the time.
I gave Phoenix a D.
Okay, so there we go.
I think that Nurkic is pretty much he was like unplayable last year. Like he was like one of the worst centers, probably the worst starting center in the league, maybe. Like
no, come on.
What did the year before last year? What did he have?
It doesn't matter what he had the year before last year. I'm talking about last year. Last year
he hurt for like.
Who is the starting center?
He had like a nagging ankle thing.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Vucevic is miles better than Nurkic. Like, and I think.
Are we sure?
Look, they're both pretty
starting center for the Washington Wizards.
Give me Daniel Gafford.
No.
Give me I'm so serious. Give me Daniel Gafford over Yusuf Nurkic. That man is immobile. Have you seen him try to guard a pick and roll? That man is immobile. He cannot move laterally. He's getting old. Like he's a larger gentleman. Okay, like
he's a beast.
And that was another hilarious thing from Suns fans. They're like, oh yeah, like he's gonna fucking stop Jokic because he's heavy. It's like, okay,
yeah.
Like, really? Did you see this man try to defend anything last year? Like,
get them 10-10 for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what else would he have to do?
It's not the worst thing in the world, but I also think, like, I don't know. All I can picture when I think of Grayson Allen is him doing a Euro step as the time runs out.
About Grayson Allen
is Euro stepping. He's still out there. Like, fucking.
That guy sucks.
He's he's a rotation player, but like, does he move the needle at all? I don't know if he moves the needle that much over a minimum guy. Seriously. And then
especially
Nasir
the minimum
Little,
guys that the Suns get.
Nasir Little was a rotation player on one of the worst teams in the NBA. And it's like, is this depth? Is it depth? Mm-hmm. And their starting center got worse. Like, no matter what. And then I was I can't remember who I was listening to, but it's like Frank Vogel has a great track record with centers. He like coached Dwight Howard on the Lakers. He like essentially invented
I don't know if that's
challenge.
No, when they won. Like,
but he wasn't like
he was essential to that team.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone would say he's one of the great centers at that point.
He was.
Wait, so
Dwight Howard was.
We're talking about the bubble, right? We're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude.
Yeah. So.
Anytime he was on the Lakers.
Look, I'm just saying, like there, and then like Roy Hibbert as well. This is I'm mostly talking about defensively. Those Indiana Pacer teams. He essentially invented the whole like verticality thing. Okay, like
but
defensively,
Dwight Howard a great defender.
Look, I'm just saying Dwight Howard was washed.
Fit.
He has a good track record with coaching centers. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, he rejuvenated Dwight Howard's career for one last time. Okay,
And who was next to Dwight Howard out there again? Who was
Yeah.
playing on that team?
Yeah, well, the last time Anthony Davis played 4, because there has not been a reliable 5 next to him. And you know, he's just better at the 5.
Yeah.
But you know, everyone thinks that except for him. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I like if they could have just figured it out organizationally. I think it's just a mismanagement of an asset and bad.
But it doesn't matter. How much does it actually matter, though?
Whatever, bro. They just gave Damian Lillard to Milwaukee. That's the other thing.
That's in the East. They don't care about
Sure.
the East. Not worry about the
I'm
East.
saying it's like if you gotta go through that if you want to win the championship. It's a good ass team.
It's true.
It is. There's good ass teams in the West, though, too.
Catalysts.
All right.
Like,
Me?
Yeah, Phoenix.
I gave him a C.
All right.
Yeah, I think you could have done a lot better with DeAndre Ayton than this. I
we're
guess
just talking about he's a bozo.
he is. But this
Top
is rubbish.
5
I mean,
bozo.
yeah, so I literally wrote this down. They got a bozo out, got the biggest cunt in the league back. So, like, what are you gonna do?
Is that
mean,
Nurkic
that
or
was-
Grayson Allen?
Oh, Grayson
Grayson
Allen.
Allen,
It's Grayson
come on.
Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
seriously.
forgot about his. Yeah,
That
sorry.
was a deep thing.
Well, no.
Well,
I mean,
Grayson
come on.
Allen is
Literally
a terrible
everyone
person.
thinks
he's
that.
a bad person. He is a
It started
genuinely a bad
Genesis.
person.
Yeah, I don't know. They just literally got nothing valuable back, really. Like Nurkic, as much as I defended him, is like a below average starting center for like a bad team.
But
And,
they
like-
did clear out a big issue they had. Like, I think that
Why?
Ayton stuff was a big kind of problem.
It's also a salary dump, yeah.
Yeah, it maybe can help
There's
them
something
get
for
like
that.
another guy, but they're like, I feel like their salary is still
Oh, yeah,
probably too
pretty
much.
high.
Like, you
Oh
made
yeah,
cut,
they
like, 10,
are
yeah.
comfortably a second
Yeah.
apron team, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you cleared some, but like you're saving the owner money at that point. I don't know. Yeah, it's like you got nothing valuable for a guy on like a max contract.
Quick aside also, there's a new rule in the CBA that teams that are through the second apron, and this rule is going to be, it wasn't implemented this past offseason, but it will be next year. And it's that you can't, as a second apron team, you can't aggregate salaries like they did.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it like
it's like
what's
I think
the penalty is like draft picks, or is it just a
no,
tax?
you just can't. It'll get
Oh,
like,
it's
vetoed.
like-
It'll
yeah.
just get like vetoed by the league. Like,
He's not allowed to have that
God,
team.
of course.
Like, you have to get rid of people or what?
so I think the way it works, I believe, is that you can't combine people's salaries to go like essentially what the Celtics did to get Drew Holiday. They combined, you know, there's a salary matching rule. So Brogdon and Robert Williams' salary was within 110% of Drew Holiday's salary, right? But next year, the Celtics could not make that move.
Oh, in
because-
trades, you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they can't
Because it's
send
a new
out
rule.
aggregated salaries. But so now Phoenix has like
I feel like that's just
few-
going to make it like just even more draft pick heavy now, because like that's either you're trading like someone who makes just as much money for DeAndre Ayton, or like draft picks.
well they just are sort of locked in is the reality
To the
their
player.
roster.
How the fuck did Frank Vogel get that job?
To beef with
I don't know.
Would you want to get it?
I feel like Monty was better than it. I think he's a better coach than
well,
Frank Vogel. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're not like they're not moving forward. I feel like that's a step backwards in like coaching.
Yeah, I didn't like the firing at all when it happened. I don't know. I don't think Frank Vogel's a bad coach, but
I
Put
think- I
George
don't think
Karl
he's
in
a
there
good
for it.
coach.
Put
George Karl's.
D'Antoni back in that bitch.
Oh, D'Antoni back in there.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, D'Antoni.
Oh, yeah.
George Karl's got to chill on Twitter.
Dude, yeah. D'Antoni would be like,
Kinda annoying,
Nurkic, you are not playing a second, bro. Like, we are putting Yuta Watanabe in, and we're playing 5 out. And
Yeah,
we're
honestly,
not
this
shooting
would be a good
single
D'Antoni
two.
team.
This would be a
Yeah,
sick.
that would be elite. Okay, so let's talk about the Celtics. Ike, we'll start with you. What'd you give the Celtics?
Yeah, I mean, there we go.
What? A-. I just I appreciate the idea of just trying to win. I think Drew Holiday just makes you, when you're like this good of a team already and you're just trying to do everything you can to become a better team, and I don't think Drew Holiday really disrupts anything. I think he just adds to it. I think that's just a really good move.
Yeah, I agree. I give them like an A plus. I think that I think they've gotten way better over the offseason, not just like this move, but like in general. And this just kind of helps solidify them as I think the best team in the East. I don't think many people would disagree. I think like getting Drew Holiday is a big piece, and I think that will fix a lot of issues. Like Jimmy, I think that he'll be able to guard Jimmy. You don't need who was guarding Jimmy with the Grant Williams, who's getting abused.
They had a little bit of Grant Williams. They had a little bit of.
They're not going to have to
Derek
worry
White.
about that this year.
It's not gonna be an
They're
issue
not
this year.
going into the season thinking about who's going to guard Jimmy Butler. All right, let's move on from that.
Mike, so you said A plus?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm toggling between a minus and a B plus on this one. I think I agree with you that they are the best team in the East, and this, I think it was the right move to do. In general, I am a little bit worried about I was already worried about their front court, just injury wise, like coming into this season with Porzingis, who did play 65 games last year, and I actually think he's going to be really good for them, but has a history of injury. Horford, who's like 50 years old, and then like Robert Williams, who also has just been completely injured like every single year.
But he's in.
He got traded. Yeah.
No, I'm saying
season.
Even before this trade, I was worried about their front court depth, and now it's like we're relying on that old Cornet contest, baby. The Eclipse. Yeah.
Get him up.
And so like it's a little other than that, their top 6 is like so unbelievably good.
Yeah.
And I think
trading away Robert Williams, I feel like maybe should ease some concerns about the injuries of the front court. I mean, obviously.
That dude, yeah, didn't he play like?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like all 3 of them were just like super injury prone, and now you're down to 2 injury prone players. I like Neemias Queta for them. It's a little shout there.
Yeah.
Watch out for Neemias Queta. Okay. I like him.
All right.
I don't know if you guys have
Tumani Kamara.
No. Neemias Queta.
No, yeah. I'm writing him down right next to Tumani.
Okay. Write him down.
Useless trade assets.
So I think, listening to what you guys are saying, I think I'll go with the A minus.
So overall, they lost a Warriors draft pick, a draft pick from them in 2029, Brogdon, Williams.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's it, right?
Yep.
Well, and the 2030 pick.
No,
Wait,
it's the
2029 pick too?
2029 unprotected, 2024 first round pick.
Yeah, whatever.
Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon. That's the trade.
I think it's pretty worth it. I don't know. I think it's really worth it. Yeah. How old's Drew Holiday? Oh, and the stuff about the Boston fans. being racist and hating him the minute he fucks up is super funny on Twitter.
I saw the
I didn't realize how dark that Negro was.
To be fair, that came from a black dude.
Yeah, I know.
The guy responding, he's like, "Fucking hell."
All right.
Just something to keep your eye out.
So before we go into our next segment, I want to ask you guys a question.
You have an ad?
We do not have an ad. We're open to sponsorships. Hit me up at takefile@gmail.com. Look, if you are Milwaukee, right, and somehow in the crystal ball you knew that Jrue Holiday was going to end up in Boston, would you still make this trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you kind of.
Okay, why?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I think you're just you're doing everything you can to show Giannis that you're trying to be the best team right now, and that you are literally trying to be the best team right now.
yeah, I feel like you have to, but you're not happy about it. You're not happy that he.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, what are you gonna do once you trade a guy? You can't
Yeah.
That's Miami behavior.
Well, what if it just comes back and they meet when they meet in the Eastern Conference Finals and he just goes nuts?
It'll be a narrative.
It's the Eastern Conference Finals is gonna hit like crack. Can't wait. Anyway,
Finals preview next episode.
I would do it as well. I think that it actually raises the Bucks ceiling pretty drastically. I think there's been a lot of talk of like you guys are just automatically saying the Bucks are better because of the name brand that Dame Lillard brings. Like, I don't know how much better that they're gonna be. They're gonna be a lot better.
He had like his best offensive season ever last year. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
like he's poised. Okay.
No more excuses, though. No more excuses come out of Milwaukee.
Out of Milwaukee.
Out of Milwaukee. Out of Milwaukee. Yeah.
No. You were
For
implying
Dame?
the guy who hadn't won a ring. Yeah.
No.
All right. Quick break, and then let's do top 5 duos going into next season, and hopefully we'll keep it under an hour. Okay, so now we're going to do because of the mix-ups in the best players in the NBA, we're going to do our top 5 duos going into next season. Just quick note on the way I was thinking about this is, if there's 2 really great players, I think I'm still going to go with the 2 that complement each other better. Just because, I'm not saying you guys needed to do it the way I thought about it. Are you
disregarding the entire rest of the team as well?
No. I think these are the best 2 players within their team and how it works. This is just the way I thought about it. This isn't like me.
Can you
thinking
give us
about
an example?
Who would win?
That's not on your list. Can you give us an example? It's not on your list. Are you saying
Yeah, sure. So, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, I think complement each other better than Trae Young and fucking what's his face, DeJounte Murray, and maybe you think Trae Young is better than whoever, but for me, because those 2 play so well together, they are over.
Fine, yeah.
That's this is just sort of how I'm thinking about it, and you'll sort of see that in my list as well, I think. But Mike, who's your number 5?
My 5 is actually De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. Actually.
Okay.
Put a spark back in Sacramento.
Wow. Light the beam.
I don't know. I think, I was never super high on De'Aaron Fox prior to this season. I just thought he was really fast, which is kind of fun, but like I thought that was kind of the end all be all. But like I had to show her some at Sacramento some respect after I said some rude things about their head coach last offseason. Hand up, unfair, and he was right. They were exciting, and it was really led by Fox and Sabonis. When they were playing together, Fox had his best stats. Like when they were on the court together, he had his highest efficiency. In games where they started together, he had his highest points per game, rebounds, and assists. I think that they play well together, and they fit that mold, and they brought the beam back to Sacramento.
Yeah, me at the ground zero on. Light the beam.
I forget.
Okay. Like.
I feel like we're all gonna have like pretty repeating teams. Do we want to just all do our teams at once?
Well, no, we can just say that.
We'll repeat, but that's okay. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, I've got the Grizzlies 5th with
Wow.
Ja and Jaren Jackson. I just feel like two like certified like stars that like complement each other. I had the Kings right below them because the Kings have accomplished less, and I don't know.
So you're saying more teams, but rather than
No, I think those two are better. Those two are both more talented.
okay, but you're still thinking about the duo themselves, not like the
Yeah.
team. Okay.
Yeah, like those. Yeah, I think Ja alone has accomplished more. Jaren Jackson Jr. has accomplished more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Ja's just like his potential is, and his current state is way better than De'Aaron Fox. And
His current state is suspended.
Current state?
5 games. That's his form.
yeah, I don't know. His current.
De'Aaron Fox versus suspended Ja.
Yeah, I'm giving those two.
Okay.
All
Fox and Sabonis were actually 9th on my list. I think
This guy hates Sacramento.
I think the Kings are due a little bit for
Sam
regression
selling.
this year. But,
Yeah.
we can
Selling
do that.
high
I'm
on
mad on
Sacramento.
another episode. Number 5, LeBron and AD.
Ooh.
Okay, they won a championship.
Playing crew.
Have LeBron is older, and AD. I thought he would look like the most dominant defensive player in the playoffs last year. Like that's his offense came and went, but like defensively he was superb, and that's why they're number 5.
They're actually my number 4, so that kind of
Okay.
links in pretty well. I tried my best to keep that man off my list. I really did try, but it wouldn't have been authentic. It's hard. Like I think obviously the finish lines in the hindsight or not in the foresight here, but I think one more year leading into the season, it's hard to say they're not top 5. What?
Nothing.
What? Oh, like,
So self-conscious. Yeah, I mean, shit choice, but yeah, good.
all right.
Playing team.
Where
playoff
do you have
run.
LeBron
Playing
and
team.
AD? Ike?
8.
He doesn't.
8?
Yeah, he does not have
8.
a top 5.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
So Mike.
4.
Wait. So Mike's 4.
That's my
Celtics. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Again, a very accomplished duo. Might not be the best fit, but both very, very talented and have shown that they can win together as the 2 best players. Yeah, Game 7 conference finals, should have won. Well, like, shouldn't have won that game specifically, but should have won the series. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Tatum and Brown 4th as well. I don't really have anything to add there. Yeah, just like they're not exactly the most complementary to each other, and there are a lot of doubts around them, but I think they've really persevered through that just by success. Mike?
Number 3? for me, right? All right. Yeah, it's my third.
Yes.
All right, back on my bullshit. Luka and Kyrie, number 3. I know, back on it. Once again, I will be picking.
No
Luka to
way!
win MVP. Yes, once again. Calm down. If Kyrie can get his mentals right. Kyrie can get his mind straight.
The biggest if in the history of this world.
If Kyrie can get his mind straight.
It's such a load of shit.
Who stop in the first rotation? It's too
they
good.
Didn't make the playoffs.
His mind wasn't there. That's
where was it?
Mike.
What went on? What could have gone better for him last? Like what happened last year?
Storms or something.
As celebrity chef Gino DeCampo once said, "If my grandmother had wheels, then she would be a bike." Okay,
Mike.
If Kyrie Irving's mental was there, then okay, yeah, he's fucking top
He'd
1.
be an effective basketball player.
I think
win the championship.
God, I might have to put a future on the Mavs to win the West.
Oh my God.
Do it.
I told you I'm back on my bullshit. I told you I
do it in the book of.
I prefaced this with I'm being back on my bullshit. All right?
Put it in my book. Newly opened book only for that bet.
You?
Yeah.
All right, probably plus plus big money.
Whatever odds you want.
Like,
all right.
Number 3.
Yeah, and then I want to hear where you have Luka and Kyrie as well.
He does it.
I only put 14 teams down.
They're not in your top 14.
That's fucked up. That's rude.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, they are not in my top 10.
But it's still a duo. They're still a duo.
Okay. No. Don't have them listed. NA. And I did 14 teams. Number 3 for me is the Suns.
All right.
Devin Booker and KD, obviously. I was really close between them and the Bucks, so I was just that one's tough because they're both a little bit unproven, but I just feel like the Bucks have a little bit more upside. So,
can I ask a question? You're the biggest KD guy I think I honestly know. Like, I don't think I know someone who respects KD as a basketball player more than you. And you're not.
We're talking duos.
So Devin Booker doesn't do it for you. He's not moving the needle for you, huh?
One of them's got a ring.
Okay. My number 3. This is probably my most controversial pick. Is Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
Oh my God. That
Steph
might
Curry,
be worse than Mike's. Why did you choose Draymond?
Because I don't know. It's not like Curry and Klay Thompson play so well together, like that they complement each other and shit. They both can shoot.
Have a nickname. They do have a nickname.
Sure. I'm still taking Steph and Draymond Green. Their stupid little dribble handoff thing, and like.
What do you mean they don't complement each other? Steph and Klay also they do complement each other. What are you talking about?
They do the same thing. It's like, sure, Curry can kick it out to Klay in the corner. Great. There's the Steph and Draymond pick and roll is still one of the most effective.
You think kicking it out to a guy in the corner is less important than having the guy who can come step in front of the defender? Like,
expensive
Draymond
backpack.
Is what are we doing?
Expensive backpack.
No, okay. Draymond Green. Look, I don't like Draymond Green. Okay, like as a person, but Draymond Green was a damn near defensive player of the year last year. Like, he was that good on defense. And
how close?
How many votes did he get?
He had some votes. I don't know how many.
2 to 3.
But I think he
damn
was
near
that good defensively, and like yes, the short pick and roll where Draymond Green catches the ball going downhill at the free throw line and can make decisions on that team, and the way he pushes the pace on that team, and like the
he was brutal
creativity.
What are we talking about
with Steph Curry? Exactly. Draymond Green,
he was
Steph
brutal
Merchant.
Offensively.
Okay, Steph Merchant. All right, like it doesn't matter
what decisions is he making. Like he wasn't very good on offense.
Sam, I don't know what team we're
fucking. He's like the second main playmaker on that team. He's a distributor. Like
we got 3 teams left who you haven't named, who I am surprised weren't in your top 5.
I'm just saying that is still one of the most effective offenses in the NBA.
All right, before we move on from this,
and that's my number 3.
So last year he averaged 8, 7, and 6.
So
I'm just curious where all this creativity is coming from offensively.
But like Mike,
he's getting 6 assists.
6 assists is a lot of assists for a power forward, okay? And like, if you split the,
it's 7 rebounds a lot. It's 8 points a lot.
Fucking like Trae Young can get 10 assists by like doing his thing and dribbling down the floor and like kicking it out and like trying to do everything himself. But the reality with the Golden State Warriors is that the assists are split between Steph and Draymond. And like that has been an incredibly effective way to play basketball, and it continues to be heading into next season.
Listen,
I'm just like to say that
more
he's
than
like,
assists. The way they play goes through Draymond Green. That is, like the pace in which they play, and like sure sometimes it can get a little out of hand. Like he makes some pretty crazy passes sometimes. But the Steph Curry, Draymond Green, dribble handoff, short pick and roll is still one of the best offenses in the NBA, and it will remain to be that way until they fucking retire. And
okay,
that's
so
my piece.
If you remove Steph from the situation and put any other like shooting first point guard in there, is Draymond as effective or no?
No.
Think?
He's
okay,
the
so
most
it's more
effective.
It's more of a Steph thing. It's more of a Steph thing than a Draymond thing.
Draymond, Steph Merchant. Absolutely. But the Warriors, Draymond Merchants. That's how I feel about it.
95 and 5 still adds up to 100, Mike.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, you guys
me too.
on that one. Number 2.
We're going Murray and Jokic at my number 2. Jamal Murray. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard. It's just last year speaks for itself in general. Jamal Murray had a great kind of bounce back year. Jokic was clearly the best player in the back half of the season. And I think that they literally just won the championship leading into this upcoming year. It's hard to say they're not at least a top 5 duo. Yeah. I'm guessing you guys probably either had a 2 or 1 as well. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Bucks. I explained it a little last round, but yes, tremendous upside. Giannis has shown that he can do it surrounded by worse players. So
yeah, I had a hard time putting them on my list because it's just like you don't know. It does like I haven't seen it, so I don't know yet. So
yeah, have some balls. That's all I got.
Well, Mike, they're number 1 for you, no?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
They're not top 5.
Yeah, number 2 is Dame and Giannis for me. I think Giannis has always played with Jrue Holiday, who like is a good shooter, but like pull-up shooters, it's really just Dame and Steph, and there's not many other people.
There's also like 2 other guys you could have said would have been the duo on that team besides Jrue, and now it's like
Yeah, I'm just talking strictly about the
Definitively
pick
Dame.
and roll. And
Yeah.
so, defenders could go under the screen on the Giannis pick, and obviously it's like, you want to do your darndest to stop Giannis from getting to the rim. Now it's a lot harder to go under the screen and build a wall at the rim. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. That's all I got. And number one, I'm just going to go is Jokic and Murray for me. Yeah, not much to say. Complemented each other perfectly. Best offense in the league.
Yeah, like same.
Yeah.
My number one is actually, and who I already do have a future on to win the West, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Kevin Durant really finally find a place where he feels like home. He's really been looking for a place to stay and really grow as a basketball player for a while, and I think he finally found that spot in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think I also have just a really big Devin Booker fan. I think that even since he's got there, he has just been like, well, I guess when he got there quietly, one of the best scorers in the league, but now it's not as quiet. I just think it's going to be really hard to stop those two offensively.
Fun fact I heard today. Since that 2021 finals run against the Bucks, one player has stayed from the team. Isn't that crazy? Devin Booker.
Yeah.
One player.
It's like
from
the Celtics
a finals
are only
team.
Celtics won from what finals? Like, I think it's only Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown left, right? From their finals
Last
team.
year?
From,
From
2
2 years ago?
The Warriors.
Oh God, is that no, Horford's there.
There might be the original.
Yeah.
The original conference final. It's like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, when they were when they were playing,
when
when they
they-
made it, when they lost to LeBron.
Before they traded for Horford.
Some
Yeah,
honorable
turnover,
mentions.
man. Yeah, let's do it. Should we just do the list and then see what sticks out?
Sure.
Yeah, CP3 and Steph Curry, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine. Those are my next few coming off the list. Just didn't make the cut for me personally.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to read 6 through 14?
Bam and Jimmy were like my one big one I kind of was leaving off.
6, I had Kings. The ones that just missed it were Kings, 76ers, Tyrese Maxey and Embiid.
Okay.
Lakers, Warriors, Wolves.
Who'd you have on the Warriors?
Clay and Steph.
You guys are
It doesn't
so
really
wrong about
matter
this.
who you play. Dude, they're literally the Smash Bros. Draymond's not a fucking, come on. Get Draymond's clown ass out of here. Wolves, Knicks.
Wait, what
Heat.
were Wolves? What
Wolves,
was
the
the
Twin
number?
Towers.
Number 10, Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, or Jaden, maybe.
God, if he's still in FIBA form, watch out West.
Yeah, seriously. Both of them. Knicks, Heat, Clippers, Magic, ?
Paolo and Franz.
Wagner and Paolo.
Or Wagner and Wagner.
Sorry, we're just missing duos. Yeah, maybe the Wagner bros.
No one from Charlotte, like.
Most likely duo to get fucking arrested.
The state of Charlotte. Or state of North Carolina. Okay. Number 6 was KD and Booker for me. I love both of them. But I thought that given the track record of Tatum and Brown, and then the way the rest of my top 5 complements each other, just missed the top 5. Jimmy and Bam, number 7. We haven't talked about Kawhi and Paul George. I know, dude. It's like such eye roll. Like
Sick of it. I'm sick of it.
So sick of it. Like the reason I just have them in my top 10 is that, like, I don't know. Kawhi looked really, really, really good until, of course, he got injured against the Suns, and then they lost, and Paul George wasn't there to begin with. So it's ridiculous, it's ridiculous. But I like both of those players individually, and I think they're both really good when they're healthy. But again, if my grandmother
seems to be like a big
like you
Paul
said,
George,
right?
Paul George Twitter thing going on right now.
This is
Like,
what? Litter?
The huge Paul George Twitter obsession kind of coming out of nowhere right now, where people are like, Paul George has not gotten his due.
Oh, dude, I've been seeing that. I'm like, what are we talking about?
It's kind of like a Paul George correction campaign right now, just completely undeserved.
If Paul George shatters
on
his leg, would things be different?
It's like he's got the cleanest. Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, people really like his game aesthetically.
People like his game in theory,
and
practice.
I don't know. I also like Paul George's game aesthetically.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
I liked Paul George's game when he used to play.
Everyone knows why.
Yeah,
when he actually did.
Number 9, Fox and Sabonis. Number 10, Ant and Cat. And then that's all I have. I was really debating.
The Cavs, you could toss in a couple.
Garland and
Mitchell. I
Or
just think they're
Mobley
small
one of them.
and bold.
Mobley and Mitchell,
bulldozerable. Small.
I did.
Ja and I don't know. Ja and Jaren Jackson I thought about as well. But
they didn't get the top 10 for you?
No, I just I don't know. I thought that this
seems
is
harsh.
Obviously recency bias, but I was like, God, Jaren Jackson,
best abilities, availability.
NBA.
Yeah, suspended Ja and
I didn't take his
false
gun.
DPOY.
Yeah, I had the Celtics at my 7. Also, that duo at my 7. He can't dribble with his left hand. I don't know. I don't know what he would do. He can't dribble with his left hand.
Neither can you, bro.
No, but I'm not in the NBA.
I mean, how quickly? Obviously, that was probably a criticism for people who watched him constantly. But you couldn't have found a more quickly formed narrative about a guy who's playing in the conference finals than that.
I mean, it just became so evident that he can't dribble with his left hand. It just became this is the most clear thing in the world. He has Duncan Robinson pickpocketing him. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, that's insane. He did not beat those can't dribble allegations. And I don't think he's guilty. Will next year.
No, he's guilty.
Yes. All right. Let's so we did go a little over again, sorry. But there's a lot to chat about. Ike, you want to wrap us up?
You got anything, Mike? Let's just end it there. Let's just end it there. Sam, let's wrap it up, huh?
Okay.